going to ask the only question I ask on this podcast. How's life going?
Life is going great. I just started a job with Southwest Airlines about a month ago, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a really good job. I work on the ground at San Francisco International, so it's the official position is called ramp agent, but the guys you see on the ground losing your luggage, quote unquote, that's what I do. So I do so much more than that. I basically service the plane when it's on the ground, and I'm responsible for getting it out of the gate in a reasonable amount of time, and then getting it offloaded in a reasonable amount of time when it comes in, and so on and so forth.
Veteran of the Air Force.
Yep, 5 years. I did 2.5 years in Wyoming, a year in Germany, a year in Korea, and then a year in Germany. Nothing will compare to Korea for me. Korea will always be that it has a very special place in my heart. And I was there during all the tensions with Kim Jong-un. Like, I got there February 2017, left February 2018, and that's right when the tensions started, and that's right when they ended. So it was.
What did you do?
That was around the time when all of us there were like, okay, this is actually pretty serious. We might actually be going to war, because we were staging forces at various bases. We were staging forces at my base. We had a couple Green Beret teams chilling at my base, and I'm like, guys, I leave in 3 months. I'm not trying to go to war right now. So it was, like I said, really unique time to be there. That really famous area where you see the North Koreans on their side, the South Koreans on their side. That's inside the DMZ itself. Like that is inside the demilitarized zone. That is not on the South Korean side. That's not on the North Korean side. It is smack dab in the center of the DMZ. The day we went, it was a really cold January morning. I'm talking like 17 degrees. Like, it was really cold for what I'm used to. There were no North Koreans on their side. It was really eerie. 4.5 hour bus ride up to the DMZ from my base, and we were pretty far south. We weren't all the way south, but we were pretty much in the southern end of the country, on the southwestern end on the LOC. So that bus drive, one, was absolutely beautiful. If you've never been to Korea, I highly recommend going. It's nothing but mountains and valleys, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. There were so many good things that happened when I was out there to me, that it will always forever be the greatest experience in my life. Well, so I was an Air Force cop, or security forces is the official term. Basically, it's an MP. It's the same thing. Trained on various weapon systems and told, hey, go guard these nuclear weapons, and you're basically authorized to kill anybody who tries to steal them. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then I got to Germany, and I got there at a really small support base. It's called the Volgaway Cantonment, or Volgaway Air Base is what everyone called it. It's a really tiny installation 10 minutes down the road from Ramstein Air Base, which is the largest air base in Europe, and that's NATO headquarters. So we were a support base for that. There's about 68,000 of us living out there. So I basically acted like a sheriff's office working with the German Polizei, or the German police. And so that was my job out there. I absolutely loved it. I had a lot of DUI experience. Got to break up a lot of bar fights, because downtown Kaiserslautern had a lot of bars. So I was off duty. I didn't have to break it up. But the weirdest one I witnessed was, it was during the World Cup. The one thing I'm going to say that for anyone who listens to this, and for you, is if you've never seen what German cops do, it is absolutely terrifying. When they show up with backup, it's not 1 or 2 bullets. It's like 15 or 20. Well, we see... I'm not kidding. I lost count after about 14 Polizei cops come sprinting around the corner, and they just threw themselves into this crowd. It was a fight of 3 that turned into a fight of like 15 people just slugging at each other. And I literally watched a Polizei cop grab one of the assailants, grab an empty beer mug, and just break it over his head. The best 5 years of my life. I mean, I absolutely enjoyed every minute of, well, I can't say every minute of service. But there were definitely some rough times. Yeah. I went through a really bad personal time in Wyoming, which is why Korea was one of the reasons why it was so good for me, because it was kind of that light at the end of the tunnel. Wyoming was a base where once you got stationed there, you really didn't leave, and you just did your whole enlistment there. And I'd signed up for 6 years, and I really wasn't looking to do 6 years in Wyoming. It really wasn't about that. And I did about 2.5 years there. We heard there was a big amount of orders being dropped for the base listings. I was like, you know what? It can't hurt to try to put in for a base, and I did, and I got lucky, and I got out. It's good to be connected back with all my friends. I've been home for about a year now, so that's nice. And I've got an amazing job, and the job is going to be really good going forward. It'll keep a lot of stability while I want to do writing projects on the side, and then eventually do both things, full time. So I like where I'm at now, and I plan to see where that's going.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I'm going to have to kind of cut it short because it's kind of a short week for me recording this. I kind of fell back. I missed last week's episode recording. And I'm trying to do this like kind of a weekly thing.
Yeah, no worries.
And it would be fun to get you back on, like, let's say a year from now and just see where we're at.
Oh, of course, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's always awkward because I just hit the stop button right now.